Imagine this, you're homeless, broke, with nothing to your name. A year later, you're the king of Twitch. So how does someone even flip a story like that? You know, sometimes life really doesn't care how hard you're trying. You've got a plan, you're grinding, you're doing everything right. And then, out of nowhere, it slips. The dream crashes. You're stuck back at zero. No backup, just you, sitting there wondering, what now? Most people fold at that point. But then, there are a few who just don't. They somehow flip the worst part of their story into the start of a completely different one. And that's exactly what happened with this guy, Marlon Lundgren Garcia. He's not one of those people who got lucky off one viral clip and coasted. His whole thing started way before Twitch, before TikTok, before anybody even knew who he was. This kid from Malmö, Sweden was supposed to go play pro basketball. He was ranked, he was scouted. He actually made it to the US to chase that whole NBA dream. And then, everything fell apart. But instead of packing it in, somehow he built something even bigger and way smarter than anything he originally planned. And now, he's sitting at over 500k Twitch followers, more than 300k subs on YouTube, 1 million plus on TikTok. And the way it happened? That's where things start getting interesting. Because his story is very unique from other streamers out there. Why? Because he planned everything in a beautiful way. Alright, so before any of this internet stuff even happened, Marlon? He was a basketball guy. Like, fully locked in. That was the dream. He was a guard, 6'5", big dude. And back home in Sweden, he wasn't just decent like, he was ranked. He was top 5 in the country. Won MVP in one of the tournaments too. Eventually, that led him to the US. He got picked up by Lower Columbia College in Washington. It wasn't some crazy D1 school or anything, but still, it was his shot. He's thinking, alright, I get my foot in the door, play my way up, maybe land a D1 offer, who knows? Maybe even make a run at the NBA one day. But the move? It hit him harder than he expected. Now he was like 19 at the time. First time away from home, new country, new everything. Different food, culture shock, no family around. And you know how it is. Late nights, a lot of snacking, junk food, all that stuff starts adding up. He got into some bad eating habits, just eating more and more, especially when things got stressful. And once that started, the weight slowly started creeping up. He was getting heavier, and the more weight he put on, the harder it got to stay sharp on the court. His game started slipping, and because of that, his spot on the team started slipping too. Coaches see it, of course. His minutes start getting cut, and once that happens, you kind of fall into this loop where it just keeps getting worse. You're stressed about your play, which makes you play worse, which makes you more stressed. He could feel it slipping. And then COVID shows up. The school changes some of the athlete policies, and out of nowhere, they tell him he's not eligible to play anymore. And since his visa was connected to him being on the team, once he couldn't play anymore, he basically lost his right to stay. They told him he had to leave. So, he packed up and went back to Sweden. The whole thing, everything he'd been chasing, it just shut down. Completely. When he got back to Sweden, man, he didn't really have anywhere to go. The whole basketball thing was done, school was over, visa was gone. He's back home with no real backup plan, no place lined up. For a while, some friends helped him out. Eventually, he ended up staying in this old garage. It wasn't exactly meant for living. It was cold most nights, barely any proper setup, just him trying to make it work. And from here, the whole streaming thing really started. He had a phone, a busted laptop, some spotty Wi-Fi. So he jumped on TikTok first. Nothing serious at the start, just some fun videos, messing around, doing little lip syncs, a few thirst traps here and there, the kind of stuff that gets some quick views. And to his surprise, people actually started watching. Some clips were pulling 50,000 views easy. Once he saw that traction, his whole mindset flipped. He realized, alright, maybe I can turn this into something. So instead of treating it like a hobby, he treated it like work. Wrote out a schedule, started posting daily, chopping up his streams, uploading clips everywhere like in TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of it. At first, most of his audience came straight off TikTok. That's where people were finding him. And instead of doing what every other streamer was doing, he leaned into what his early followers liked: relationship talk, funny back and forths, flirting advice, goofy stuff. He even started calling it Rizology. It felt more like hanging out than watching a stream. People stuck around because of him, not for some fancy gameplay or setup. As things were slowly starting to build, Marlon made a risky move. He took a shot and flew back out to America again, trying to level things up. He spent pretty much everything he had just to get there. hoping the trip would open new doors. But once he landed, things didn't go the way he hoped. No collabs came through, no connections lined up, and with no backup plan, he was stuck, broke, tired, and with nowhere to stay. At one point, he was literally sleeping in front of a train station in New York for a couple of nights, just figuring things out as he went. Later on, he even showed his fans the exact spot where he used to sleep during that rough time. But after his name started blowing up, some people began to question that part of the story. His own brother publicly denied parts of it.
People don't understand this is all games. Like, y'all actually think he was homeless. Come on, bro. Be smarter than that, man. Be smarter than that, bro, please. That's also like one thing. Like, there's so much stuff you guys like think I don't know, bro. I'm his brother. Like, I could tell you so many things that none of y'all don't even know.
Eventually, though, things started turning around. He found small spots to stay, took random gigs, and eventually linked up with Nick Nayersina, who let him crash at his place in LA. That's when Marlon moved into what his chat now calls the shed. It was literally just a shed in Nick's backyard, but he turned it into his streaming setup. No big studio, no fancy equipment, just him, a camera, and the grind. And from that little shed, the real momentum started to build. As things settled, Marlon slowly started connecting with other creators. He got cool with FaZe Lacey, Jason the Ween, and a few others. They'd stream together, collab, and mess around, which brought even more people into his world. And after all that, things finally started to break open. In April 2025, MrBeast put together this huge basketball game, Team USA versus Team Spain, and Marlon got the invite. Even though he's from Sweden, MrBeast had him playing for Team USA. And that stream? It was massive. Over 1.5 million people watching live. Easily one of the biggest moments he'd had up to that point. After that, everything started moving even faster. He popped up on Aiden Ross's stream not long after, and right there, live, Aiden FaceTimed Drake. Marlon's suddenly sitting there, face to face with Drake, on stream. That clip started going everywhere.
He's a sweet kid. You can tell he's a sweet kid.
No, he's a good guy.
He's a very, very sweet kid.
It's the GOAT, bro. I'm a big fan of your music, bro. It's my boy Marlon.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate
What's up,
that.
man? How you doing,
what up,
bro?
What up? Oh, these guys are on the stream after the boxing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I reckon-
And they were doing the soft me too.
Yeah.
At this point, this isn't just about streaming anymore. It was fashion deals, collaborations, brand offers. Everything was turning into a real career. But of course, when things start moving that fast, people start digging. And not long after all that momentum, the drama kicked in. On May 5th, 2025, some serious controversy hit. His ex-girlfriend and somebody else who claimed to know him dropped a bunch of videos trying to expose him. They accused him of selling explicit pictures of himself to men for money, lying to fans about being single, pretending to be this man of God when he really wasn't, and even clout-chasing accusations coming from his own brother.
This is what I found, and I made sure that this was taken down because I was so worried for him. I helped him always have this fake image. I've always helped him, even towards his family. I've helped him have this fake image also with you guys that watch him, that didn't know that he's lying to you guys. I've helped him lie to you guys that he doesn't have a relationship and that he's single while he was doing girl content with everybody else. I'm exposing him because I have to stand up for him.
Some pretty heavy stuff got thrown at him. Marlon ended up responding to it live on stream.
Fuck it. Hey, send a pics of you a boxer standing like this in the mirror, looking stupid. Okay, I'll send that shit every day. Fuck is you talking about? Let me relax. Let me calm down. Cause I know I'ma hustle for my shit. Look at where the fuck I'm at now. And I'll do it again tomorrow. 500, 200 there, 300 there. Brody, that's what I would make in 2 weeks. You don't think I would take that? So yes. And you know what the crazy part is about this? He's not a man, the guy who did this. I've been seeing this. And 3.
And even with all that chaos swirling around him, somehow, he just kept growing. But if you step back and look at the full picture, it's kind of crazy. In just 1 year, he went from having 866 followers on Twitch to over 500,000. And he did it all with no manager, no big team behind him, just figuring it out as he went. Yeah, the controversy definitely brought him attention, but but he used it. He turned all the hype, good and bad, into fuel. The whole thing became this mix of hustle, personality, and drama that people couldn't stop watching. Whether you like him or not, one thing's clear: Marlon's not slowing down anytime soon. And with the way things are moving, this probably isn't the last time you'll hear his name.